This is a CBS News special report. I'm Jim Axelrod in New York. President Obama is about to make a statement at the White House about Tropical Storm Isaac. The storm is still in the Gulf of Mexico, moving toward the Louisiana coast. CBS News hurricane consultant David Bernard is watching Isaac this morning. David, good morning. How powerful a storm is Isaac now, and how powerful a storm could it develop into?
Jim, I just received some new data from hurricane hunters. Now, as of the last update from the Hurricane Center, they were holding this at a tropical storm, but we're finding some winds at flight level of hurricane force. And so I think this is going to be a hurricane on the 11 o'clock advisory. The position is about 165 miles southeast of New Orleans. And so the anticipation is by late tonight and going into early Wednesday morning, we should see a landfall somewhere along the southeast Louisiana coast. And based on that, that would put the most significant wind impacts right in the New Orleans area, coastal Louisiana, and maybe as far east as portions of the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Isaac has been slowing. It's never a good thing when a hurricane slows down in terms of intensity, is it?
No, it's not. And that brings up a couple of factors that are going to be really important, not only for Louisiana, but for the rest of the Gulf Coast over the next few days. It's the rainfall potential. We could see up to as much as 20 inches.
David, I'm going to have to stop you here. President Obama is now speaking from the White House.
And the steps that we're taking to keep people safe and minimize the damage. I just got an update from Secretary Napolitano, Administrator Fugate, the head of FEMA, and Dr. Rick Knabb, the director of the National Hurricane Center, on preparations that are underway in the Gulf. This storm isn't scheduled to make landfall until later today, but at my direction, FEMA has been on the ground for over a week, working with state and local officials in areas that could be affected, from Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands to Florida, and more recently, Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi. Yesterday, I approved a disaster declaration for the state of Louisiana so they can get the help that they need right away, particularly around some of the evacuations that are taking place. And right now, we already have response teams and supplies ready to help communities in the expected path of the storm. As we prepare for Isaac to hit, I want to encourage all residents of the Gulf Coast to listen to your local officials and follow their directions, including if they tell you to evacuate. We're dealing with a big storm, and there could be significant flooding and other damage across a large area. Now's not the time to tempt fate. Now's not the time to dismiss official warnings. You need to take this seriously. And finally, I want to thank everyone who has been working around the clock to get ready for Isaac. The hardest work, of course, is still ahead. And as President, I'll continue to make sure that the federal government is doing everything possible to help the American people prepare for and recover from this dangerous storm. And as we get additional updates from the Hurricane Center, as well as from FEMA in terms of activities on the ground, we'll be providing continuous updates both at the local and the national level. Thank you.
That was President Obama speaking at the White House about preparations for Tropical Storm Isaac. The storm is expected to become a hurricane before it reaches the northern Gulf Coast late tonight or early tomorrow morning. It could be upgraded as early as the next advisory, 11 o'clock Eastern time. We'll have much more on Isaac tonight on the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley. For the latest coverage of the storm, stay with your local CBS station and CBSNews.com. For those of you in the West who are going to rejoin CBS this morning, this has been a CBS News special report. I'm Jim Axelrod in New York. Good day.
For news 24 hours a day, go to CBSNews.com.